I didn't realize it. I have Anhedonia. Anhedonia is when you can't feel your own emotions. It can be a clinical condition, or it can just happen at random. I did say that I burnt out my emotions, and I did mean that. And I think that might be what happened. Was I was so driven that I burnt out my own mind. Um, and yeah, and I also think that's why in the last video I just was talking about how I didn't care about anything because I couldn't feel anything. And I couldn't feel anything because I had Anhedonia. Um, so I don't know. It's hard to say because I used to say the universe talks to me and all this other jazz, but like the Adventure Time video with Lemon Hope, there's a whole point in it that I don't know why my brain just skipped over this, but because PB and everybody's trying to manipulate him, he doesn't want to do it because it's not free will, and this kind of feeds into my fear of commitment, my fear of integrity, my fear of all these things just comes back to their personal violations of my freedom. Uh, it is my God-given right to be free. And I don't even believe in God, so you can take that as you want. Yeah. Anhedonia passes. I don't know when this is gonna pass. It'll pass, but it explains why I'm not driven to do anything. And like my sister took me to see the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, and I really loved the movie. It was really good, but I couldn't feel anything because I had Anhedonia. This is probably why I should just I need to just give up on filing pro se. It's not gonna happen. Um, the parts of my brain for it just aren't there. It's like a blanket that's too small. You can kick it and pull at it and claw at it. It'll never be enough. Um, I believe Anal Eaten Mummy God because he said that when I go through this transformation, it's supposed to magically fix my learning comprehension disorder. And, no. It's neurological, just like how these idiots can't process their emotions. It's the same thing. Experiencing the ego death was very eye-opening. I myself didn't realize where my ego was and I wasn't. And here's this scary part. I thought I had my ego figured out. I thought I figured out my ego a long time ago. I am actually surprised that my ego does what it do. And one of the things I think about even now is why I hesitate so much on this subject is Blondie manipulating me, or my subconscious mind picking up on being manipulated, and it just doesn't want to be manipulated, because those are, once again, a violation of my freedoms. And I guess on some level, freedom means a lot to me, but one of the other things I was thinking about is I got my little shadow chart, and on it is, I said multiple times, even the first video I uploaded, when I was talking to Witchy Poo, I said, like, oh, Stu's gonna kill me now. He's not gonna murder fucking Deco anymore. He's gonna murder me. We'll call him Cooter. He's not gonna murder Cooter anymore. He's gonna murder me. That's great. You see, he's a good dude like that. And I was just... That whole thing, how to even explain that? I was down with being dead. But obviously my shadow self isn't okay with me being dead. I'm pretty sure these guys have tried to murder me enough times that my shadow self is fully aware that if I actually wanted to be dead, I would be dead. And I guess the other side of that is really if I wanted to be dead, all I have to do is name drop these people in one of my videos or on my Facebook, and they'll send somebody out to murk my ass because they don't like accountability. They're all about that integrity, but they are not about that accountability for anything. Okay, they're the victims in everything, every atrocity they commit. Like, one of the things in this Anhedonia state that came up was, I just remembered now, multiple members. I'm not going to name drop or gender drop any of them, but just the amount of times I talk shit about this church, like straight up, name dropping them and even name dropping members in people's faces, and them just, the members looking at me, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I remember one of the guys started screaming and ran off because I guess they didn't want to report me to the church because they have to report you to the church so they can murder your ass. I would argue that's personal integrity, because if you look up the word integrity, I guess everything has a dual meaning, because there's integrity in life, but there's personal integrity where your integrity is with yourself. I'm pretty sure this church doesn't practice that integrity, but the integrity with yourself is important because it's where your self-trust comes from. If you promise yourself to do something, you need to do it. That is something I have been learning about. One of the things, like, recently, I am a master procrastinator. I think a lot, in case you can't tell. And I today just went out and bought a Lego set, even though I'm running out of money and everything's really bad. Because I needed pieces to finish my Lego vampire hearse. Yep. And I was in the process of converting this Lego smoothie truck to a fantastic smoothie truck with Lord Vampire's wife in there, and it's not really expensive to get any of those pieces or anything, and some of them I literally just found behind the Salvation Army, which is what got me started on converting that truck. That's the universe helping me out. I guess the universe still does love me after all this time. I mean, somebody has to, right? But I'm pretty sure these people can't murder the universe for loving me. I mean, they can try. I don't just picture me being like, I had sex with the universe last night, and Stu being like, no, and then getting into his spaceship and launching into space and then dying like the imbecile he is, trying to murder the universe. Why does she love you and not me? It's because I'm a loser. Like, good job. Yeah, so I think that's where we're at for now, is I have to get through this Anhedonia before I can be motivated to feel any motivation to do anything. And slowly today I kind of felt something. I don't know what, but I felt something. It could have been gas. Worthy of note, I think I really did love Mary Bowberry, or I really do love Mary Bowberry. I remember spending a large amount of time talking to the women out there, the women I had sex with. I kept calling them wives. It's very rude. One of them was super smart. I think she had astronaut training or something at one point, and she's an introvert. She prefers to just bury her head in work and not think about things. Work's kind of a distraction for her. And she likes stuff and things. That was her love language. And unfortunately, when you're president, you really can't give people anything. So me communicating with her properly in her love language wasn't going to happen. I couldn't give her anything without them murdering her ass. I enjoyed giving her puzzles and fucking with her because she was really smart, and I thought that was really amazing. I ruined a bunch of the, I'm not even gonna lie, I owe those women a huge apology, because I told them to do some really stupid things because I was high on drugs. I gonna try not to get pissed about that. I think the lesson to learn from my ego death is if I'm gonna get this done, it isn't gonna be through rage and hatred, just the tools of my child self. Oh, I would just get pissed off and overreact and then get it done. I need to develop better coping mechanisms outside of volcanic explosive anger. I need to become more focused and oriented and develop some internal integrity. Maybe not, I don't know, some internal integrity. We're going to start small. Internal integrity. I'm going to keep promises to myself. When I say I'm going to do something for myself, I will do something for myself. Yeah. Man, that feels weird. As far as commitment goes, I don't really know. Yeah, we'll see something. You see, the problem is when you're forced to be the adult your entire life, the scariest word on the planet becomes responsibility, because what comes with that is crushing obligation. And when you feel obligated to do things, you often feel a sense of rejection. You do not want to do those things. And it's a bad idea. Once again, it's a bad idea to force anybody to do anything. And like I said this a long time ago. Fucking dude, if you force me to do anything, I will deliberately fuck it up. Like I remember watching this movie where these guys are like medical people, and they're operating on this dude that's just a complete piece of shit, and they're like, we'll kill you if you mess up the operation, we'll kill you, and I was just like, I'd fuck it up anyways, and be like, completely out of my control, dude. They don't know what you're fucking doing. We seem to have attached the heart to the liver by accident. Common mistake in heart surgery. Oh, man. Don't worry, I'm gonna try to fix it. Oops, we attached it to the stomach, and now it's pumping acid. Oh man, that's not good for it. That's a common mistake. They don't know what the fuck you're doing. That's the when you know your realm and you know when you're pulling somebody else into your realm. When I was in third grade, in my Dove.Love story, she ends up fighting the dude referred to as the prisoner. The guy's nameless. He's just a demigod that's been in prison his entire life, and he has a basically has a pencil that enables him. Is the demigods are weird because they all have unique and weird abilities, and they all have. I created like a kind of rock paper scissors power scale. Like Dove.Love in my comic, her entire gift is she's the stone princess because she can turn into like the hardest substance in the universe, and she's stupidly strong. Like she's like retardedly strong. In my comics, it's her thing. Those are her two abilities. She's not fast or even smart. She's just really fucking tough. And stupidly strong. She ends up against the prisoner and she frees him, thinking he can help her, but basically the guide for letting this guy out of prison is he's allowed to guide her to the spot, but he is never ever to use his abilities, because once he uses his abilities, he steps into his power in his world. In his world, he is completely unstoppable. In my comic, there's a guy named Deities. He's godlike, or a god. He's referred to as the God Killer. Because he kills gods. It's his thing. He's one of the only dudes that can stop that guy. Like, that's like canonically. And that makes him like a super threat, because Deities is literally the most powerful being in my comic book universe. Instant regeneration ability to eliminate people on an atom level, to de-atomize people, like just crazy, like fourth dimensional reality bending shit. The I remember when I was a kid, one of the stories is there's some dude that speaks to him, and he ends up reading some ancient language that was long forgotten, and the guy's like talking to deities, and he's like, so wait, you were there when the universe formed, and the guy's like giggling, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, how did it form? And he was like, I don't want to talk about it. And he was like, no. How, like, what was it? Like, what's the divine purpose? What's my reason? All this stuff. And he was like, look, dude, I farted in a vacuum. And he was, what? I farted in the vacuum of space. And then, boom, the universe. And he's, what? Like, just kind of fucking stupid shit like that. And officially, canonically, because nobody else knows how the universe began, that is the official reason the universe began, because deities farted in space in a vacuum. It's just a stupid fucking joke, because he's the only one that knows, and he just likes fucking with people because he suffers from what's called immortalist syndrome. That's where he just recognizes that everybody's gonna die, so he doesn't take anything serious. Which kind of brings me back to this, like, one of the ways I drew super strength and bravery was I just didn't take anything serious. I just always believed that everything would work out to be good and nothing bad would happen. That is what I 1,000,000% believed in my mind, and I remember that now because with the ego death, I remembered when I was a kid. I loved the world. Everything, every day was an adventure. I woke up with a big smile on my face to wander around the house. My brother had toys he would leave out, and I'd find those, and I thought they were like treasures because I was just really stupid. It wasn't here yesterday, it's here now. I don't have object permanence. Like, but to me, it was random, and I found it. And I also had a knack for finding things outside, which now I kind of think I may have been stealing things because I also probably didn't have concept of ownership because I was really little. But everything was wonder to me. I would get distracted looking at bugs and insects and lizards, and I was fascinated with rotting fruits and tree bark and the rust on the playground equipment, even the heat. What we called it the death slide when we were kids. We had this metal slide in our backyard, and it would get heated up by the sun, get like 90 degrees, and it like you'd slide down it and just burn the shit out of your legs. It was fucking horrible. But it also became a truth or dare to dare people to go down the slide. Oh man, one of the worst days ever. You would think water would actually cool that thing off. One time it rained during the morning, and then it was super hot at midday, and the slide was still wet, and I went down it, and the water stayed in my pants and burned my ass. Dude, my ass was like flaming red. It was horrible. But I was always fascinated by all these things. I spent hours in the backyard crawling through the grass, face down, my face in the grass, looking at dirt, digging around. I'd find toys my brother left out there, or sometimes I left toys out there and find those. I was really good at burying stuff in my backyard, and to this day I know where I buried things in the backyard, and I know where to find them that I buried out there. At least I think I do. And my brother, like, yeah, like, everything was a sense of wonder, even the Super Nintendo to me. I didn't understand what a computer was. I just assumed that the internet existed before it existed. That's what I believed, because I was really stupid. My brain had conceptualized the internet before the internet existed. It made sense to me, though. Other languages, I didn't really understand what other languages, didn't understand culture and all that other stuff. I was really young at the time. But I was fascinated by it. I really was. And that fascination drove me to learn a whole lot. I absolutely used to be in complete love with the world. I used to love learning about everything. Yeah. I wasn't a timid or scared kid. I mean, I had concerns sometimes for my safety, but not really. Most of the time, I was getting myself injured on my little escapades and little adventures. So, yeah. And I think that childlike whimsy is just a core trait of mine. To be in love with everything. Yeah.